Hello guys, this is Jason is back again, and we're going to review the famous The Rock movie 1996 by Nicolas Cage, and also Captain John Patrick Mason, which is actually Sean Connery, James Bond. Let's take a look. As Michael Bay film is really full of action.
Following is a state secret, gentlemen. Disclose it to any party and you will be subject to prosecution.
Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, their film is really full of action. So this is one of the best movie I've seen since '96. I was in grade school at this time. So a little bit more than 2 decades, but I still love this film.
His name is John Mason, British national, incarcerated.
John Patrick Mason is British intelligence, so is captured. He doesn't have an identity, whether it's a British SAS or US, so his identity was kept, and it's been a long time secret between the US and British government because of espionage. So he was caught stealing some US information. So he was dropped by the British Secret Service, and then his identity doesn't exist even in the United States. But he was captured. He's the one who escaped the Alcatraz, the famous Alcatraz.
On Alcatraz in 1962, escaped in 63.
62, so 62, 63. So for 1 year, he escaped the Alcatraz, the most highly secured prison island. There's a lot of security island with also sharks, infested sharks, in the Bay of San Francisco area.
There's no identity in the United States or Great Britain. He does not exist.
Secrets have a way of coming back to haunt you.
There's a hostage situation on Alcatraz. Hostage? 81 tourists. The Rock's a tourist attraction.
So 81 tourists is being hostage in Alcatraz. So they will launch this VX poison gas to the heart of the San Francisco Bay Area. So there's a problem with the Marines' illegal operation. That's why Gerald Hummel, which is Head Harris, took the hostage situation in Alcatraz.
The one you train to defend you becomes your greatest threat.
A battery of VX gas rockets is presently deployed to deliver a...
That's a very snappy general. He was got 3 tours in Vietnam, Silver Stars and Purple Heart, and this guy's a hero. So his people denied a compensation because the men of Marines undergo legal operation around the world. So when they don't come home, their family were totally in fairy tale of what happened to them. So compensation was denied, no military burial. So these people died for their country. So that's why Ed or Hummel aired his grievances to the defense and the security system, but he was ignored. That's why he took hostage of the Alcatraz tourists, 81 tourists, as a countermeasure.
highly lethal strike on the population of the San Francisco Bay Area.
And the one you abandon becomes your only hope.
You go talk to him.
Me?
He's Nicolas Cage, the action guy. He's a chemical specialist. He's the one who can solve the problem with a BS poison gas launched to the San Francisco Bay Area because it's lethal. So, and their hope is him and James Bond, which is Captain John Patrick Mason of the British intelligence.
Yeah.
Hiya. I'm an agent with the FBI. I'm Stanley.
He's faking himself. He's not with the FBI. He was just commissioned by the FBI.
Really good speed. But of course you are.
At least he got his name right.
Now, all that stands between a city and a disaster.
That's the Vicks poison gas. That's a lethal part.
The power of this chemical is way beyond anything you can imagine.
That's why you're coming with us.
Is a man who's never seen combat.
I've heard this guy say. Mason told him that he needed a gun. He said, "You're a chemical freak." "But I still need a gun," said Nicolas Cage.
You're a chemical freak.
I'm a chemical super freak, actually.
And another who's been out of action for 30 years.
Show us on the
Yeah, on the Marine Depot, Hummel lose two of his men during the siege of the VS poison gas on the Naval Depot.
blueprints.
I can't. My blueprint was in my head.
Is asking for information. He said he can't tell them the information because the blueprint is in his head. So meaning to say he wanted to be in the Alcatraz together with the SEALs. He doesn't want only to give them information. The Navy SEALs, they don't want to give information because there's a lot of Marines in the area which is highly trained in combat operations. So take a look at it.
Fortunately, some things you never forget.
But don't worry. It'll all come back to me.
From Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, the producers of Top Gun.
They're deploying helicopters, submarines, mini submarines, Navy SEALs to penetrate the heavy marine guarded Alcatraz Island prison facility.
And Crimson Tide, and Michael Bay, the director of Bad Boys.
Welcome to the Rock.
We got visitors.
Yeah, they put a sensor in the shower room. That's why all of the SEALs here were dead, because it was an elevated position. So the Marines are on top, and the SEALs are all dead except for James Bond, which is Captain John Patrick Mason.
Sean Connery.
Sure you're ready for this?
I'll do my best.
He said that you're best. Losers whine all well their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. And Nicolas Cage at the prom queen. She get wife pregnant and tell her do not come to San Francisco because the missiles were aimed there by the Marines. So this one is a perfect bullet.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best.
Nicolas Cage.
Listen, I'm just a biochemist. I drive a Volvo, beige one. So what do you say you cut me some friggin' slack?
Ed Harris.
Fire.
The fire is a bluff. That's why there's like an inside coup d'etat between the Marines. They wreck up Ferrari, they have airstrike approved, they have underwater action is here, they have motorcycle chase, they wreak havoc the entire city. So this is an ultimate action. Michael Bay, you're the man. Oh, there's even a football field and the president's involved. And then the president said, airstrike approved. Oh, that's a hotel, Fairmont Hotel. He dropped the FBI director with the use of a sling on his hand.
This summer.
Yeah, Air Force, Nicolas Cage got green smoke in his hand and he was submerged to water.